Testing out Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. It's the Steam version. I just bought it today. I have the Platinum on PlayStation, but it was on sale, so I picked it up since they finally updated it with DLSS support. So testing it out on the ROG Flow X13, running it at native resolution, DLSS turn on. Been testing out some settings. You gotta put it in performance mode, otherwise it's gonna drop below 60. Testing it on battery power. It's pretty much the medium preset, except for shadows on low. That gives you a huge FPS boost. But every one of these settings, it gives you like 1 or 2 FPS, toggling these to high. But it was too hard to maintain a baseline of 60 FPS without changing all these to medium. So we're around here in a stressful part because the weather's going on. And then I'll do the in-game benchmark, which seems really inconsistent for the couple runs that I did through it. You can see on the Riva Tuner, you can see my battery charge level on the bottom. At the end of the video, I'll have a segment talking about how to run this laptop on battery power, in case you haven't seen my other uploads with this laptop. And I'll have timestamps on the timeline and should be in the description as well. So we got a frame rate dip right there. Oh, as the weather changes. So that's good. Then it changed right here. So now it looks better. And with these settings, it's pretty good about holding at 60 and above most of the time in for gameplay. You'll see on like every cutscene at the beginning, it's gonna have a dip, and then it'll slowly crawl back up.
So, it's time. Are you ready?
So you see it dips down to 52, then it slowly climbs back up.
Yes, I guess. It's louder than I expected.
You've never been so close before.
I guess everything's bigger up close.
Soon it'll all seem familiar. Like home.
I don't know about that.
Look for High Matriarch Tirsa. She'll help you. Any other concerns?
I'm ready to do this. See you back home in a few days?
You will not.
I have to let him go.
So on these transitions, it dips down, and then it starts to climb back up.
Improving. After that, I'll see where his trail leads.
You will turn back, outcast. Or bleed. Your choice.
Make way! Make way! Braves, stand aside. She is welcome here. Mother's heart is open to you, child. Come.
See how stressful this village is. Pretty stressful. Alright, and just as an experiment, I'm going to plug it into USB power, see what happens. So right now we're plugged into USB power, and it still can't hold 60. So quit out to the main menu, and then we'll do the in-game benchmark on battery power. So I'll unplug it. Back on battery, quit out. We'll run the benchmark. I'm not going to let the whole benchmark run because it's really long. It just keeps doing these loops through the city. But I'll stop it once it gets to a stressful point. And I'll point it out. We're going to cross a bridge here, and it's going to show some people. Oh, bad dip. My CPU power went down right there. It doesn't usually do that. I assume that's a glitch. Alright, this is going to be a retest of the in-game benchmark. It looked like it was glitched when I went straight to it after exiting the game. So I'll show you the settings real quick, and then we'll run the benchmark. Hopefully it won't glitch this time. And I won't let the whole benchmark run. I'll stop it. It's a really long benchmark. I'll stop it when it gets to a really stressful part. We're going to go down this long bridge, and it'll go through an archway once it starts rendering characters. You'll see the frame rate dip. It's this archway coming up at the end of this bridge right here. You'll see the frame rate dip right here. Once it starts rendering all these people. So we go a little bit below 60, 55 looks like. So that's the stressful part of the benchmark. So it looks like with crowds, it'll be the stressful part. But I'll go ahead and stop it here since it's a really long benchmark. But you get the point. It does look like that benchmark does have issues. Toggle this off, get it out of the way. So I've noticed that benchmark isn't consistent, even doing it runs back to back. Sometimes it doesn't render the walls. And before I did this recording to try it again, to do the retest, the benchmark was having really big CPU wattage dips at the same exact spots, just exiting straight from the game, going to it, so I had to restart the game for it. This will be a supplementary segment I'll probably paste in the end of my video edits for this laptop for the ROG Flow X13 with the Ryzen 9 2900HX with the low wattage, basically max Q version of the RTX 3050 Ti. The reason I got this laptop is so I can game on battery power. When you do it on battery power, as you can see, there's no plug jack on here. You only get performance mode. It's the highest setting you can get. But the most important setting you need to disable in order to get fast battery performance is go into your GeForce Experience, turn this off, battery boost, or limit it to something more reasonable. So if you enable it, by default it's going to be 30 FPS, although you can crank it up to 60. So I just turn it off, just for the testing. That'll be the biggest performance enhancer for it. On CPU-Z, it does have dual channel RAM. It is the very fast LPDDR-X RAM, 4266 megahertz. And the reason I'm filming this extra segment with a AverMedia capture box, which will film it in widescreen, is for some reason on the GeForce software, I don't have the privacy option down here, so I can capture the desktop at the native resolution. So I'm not sure why that is. I can't figure out how to enable it. But yeah, so the purpose of my uploads will be to show the performance that I can get on battery power, because that's the reason I bought this laptop, is to do some fast gaming just on battery power unplugged, because for plugged in, I've got other laptops that can do it much better.